Hello, and welcome to this episode of Casual Endeavors. Today I'll be introducing a project I've been working on to allow people to quickly and easily build racetracks to train AIs on. This will be the beginning of an ongoing series, and next week's video will add a simple AI based on a genetic algorithm that can be used to train drivers. To get started, we first need to create the parameter files. This will be done by running the program create_all_defaults. As you can see, there have been a collection of JSON files added to the folder. Here we have the track designer class JSON file. This stores the parameters used to create the track. Track name can be specified, and this will be used as the namebase for all save files for the track that you are about to create. Display max resolution sets the max resolution that will be shown on screen. First width, then height. My laptop has a 1080p screen, so I am using these as the default values. Track resolution sets the resolution that will be used for the track itself. You can create a track that has a higher resolution than display max resolution, and the track will be scaled down to make it fit. Note that the aspect ratio of track resolution will be maintained. Using a higher track resolution allows for larger and more detailed tracks. Meter per pixel sets the ratio value that will be used to scale the track to the real world. By default, I have this set at 0.2 meters per pixel. Finally, track width sets the track's width in meters. By default, this is 8 meters here. All of the values in the JSON file can be changed to suit your needs. Check with the documentation if you're unsure what a parameter does. To create a track, we will open trackdesigner.py. In the command prompt, there are some notes and instructions that can help you if you need. The simplest track can be created by just clicking 3 points and then closing the loop. I want to add a bit more detail to my track, so to start I'm going to press the R key to reset the track and start over again. I'm going to add some points to create the outline for my track. You can see this red line which indicates a start-finish straight. All new cars will start on the start-finish dot and travel in the direction of the line. Now that the track is shown, I can move the points around by clicking and dragging them to create a track shape that I want. You can add track points as you go by simply clicking on the gray line in the middle of the track. I'm trying to design the track with some easy corners to start with to allow the AI to learn to turn left and right easily. Then the corners progressively get tighter and more difficult to navigate around. Points can be removed by clicking on them to select them and then pressing the D key. The start-finish line can be moved around the track by selecting a new point where you want the start-finish line to be and pressing the F key. I want my track to start up at this point, so I'm going to move the start-finish line back up there. The AI training process requires 2 checkpoints. The first goes shortly after the start-finish line. If an AI driver does not cross this line within a given amount of time, it will be assumed that the driver is not moving and they will be removed from training. We also need to add a checkpoint shortly before the start-finish line. This will ensure that AI drivers are traveling in the correct direction around the track. Note that the program will determine the correct direction of travel. Creating checkpoints is done by selecting a point and pressing the C key. You can remove a checkpoint by selecting one and pressing the C key again. To save the track, press the S key. Note that some text pops up on screen to show you that it is in fact saving. This process takes a moment as there is some verification that runs in the background to ensure that the track will work properly. When it is complete, it'll pop up and say, Save Complete. You can also load previously saved tracks by pressing the L key. If you set the parameter track name to refer to a previous track, then that track will be loaded. We can test a track to ensure that it works correctly using singleplayer.py. We will be using the default parameters for now, but you can edit the singleplayer.json file for this program. Using the WASD keys, you can drive the car around the track and get the same experience that your AI will have. You will notice that there are some green lines that extend out from the car. These are the vision lines that your AI will use to see the track. Let's open the car class.json file and see what we can find in there. These are the parameters that you can change if you want to vary the performance of your car. The default values are roughly based on the Toyota GT86. If you want to change these, information about the parameters can be found in the documentation. You can save your custom car files with any name that you like and just change the parameter car file in singleplayer.json to load that car. Note that the documentation file can be found in the documentation folder. Here we have the title for each program, and where they have variable parameters, you can find them listed here and what they mean. I will be adding another video next week to cover the AI. This requires a video of its own where I can discuss the concepts and how it works and what the different parameters do. The intent of this project is to make it possible for people without experience with AI or programming to be able to create their own racetrack and train an AI. This project will be continuing over time, and functionality will be added to allow others who want to create their own games or AIs to easily implement their code into their projects. This will allow people who make simple games to train pre-coded AIs into the games, or people who design AIs to easily train them for different games. Thank you for checking out my project, and have a good day.